Today's guest brings that lived experience into every room he walks into. He's part of our House of Bricks community and also my Vistas chair. Bernie is a leadership coach, facilitator, advisor, and he helps executives go deep into the process and the strategy. Bernie, I want to welcome you to Test, Fail, Learn, Grow.
Thanks, Adam.
Living in countries like South Africa, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and being the new kid over and over again. So what do those early years teach you about risk and adaptation?
You're always the new kid on the block. And then 6 months, 9 months, 12 months later, you get yanked out of that whole situation again. And here again, you start all over. The testing was always, how do I make new friends? What type of thing is working that gets you into this group and gets accepted into a group? Even to this day, when you walk into a room in your community or into a Vistage group.
Makes it more difficult as kids are honest in both a good way and a bad. So I can imagine how that was tough. I think it probably gave you a lot of confidence in your identity, because when you meet new people, you have that choice. Do I fit to who they are, or do I stay to who I am?
When I started in school, I started basically a year earlier. It was always then the challenge to kind of stay at that grade level. And in Austria, if you fail one class, you're repeating the entire year. That fear of failure was always in, and trying to overcome that.
As a kid, that's a lot of pressure. So now are you not only the new kid, there's the risk of being the kid that repeats.
That fear of failure keeps going to this day. Am I the right person to do this? Those doubts keep settling in, and sometimes they are stronger than other days. You think, you know what? Yeah, I am, and I can do this, and I can stand in front of a group of business leaders like you.
What I've seen just from knowing you, you don't start things and stop. You're consistent through it. So I think that's a huge character trait that was probably developed from these experiences you had growing up. But the fear of failure, there's two types of people: the ones that have fear and admit it, and the ones that are lying about it.
When I decided to go to a super small college, about 250 students with 90 freshmen, we're all in the same classroom. The risk of failing in making new connections was pretty slim. Finding what brought them to that college, what brought them here, get some background around that. And that's really, I think, what allows me now to basically build those connections with others a lot quicker. When we do an inclusion exercise, I particularly pick those type of things that allows everybody to share a little bit more of their personal life, because that's really where those connections happen.
How did those childhood experiences, those key learnings as a kid, translated into your business career?
I think what gave me the confidence to say, you know, I'm done with the corporate life. What do I really like doing? And it's helping other leaders grow and helping them get better at what they do, and building communities. How do you make the connections between people?
You are able to wear that hat of a visionary and operational. It's a very unique blend. Talk to us about how you manage the split personality.
I think that ability to look at the vision is one key aspect for any entrepreneur. But then how do you make that thing really into a strategy, into a step-by-step process? For a lot of visionaries, they come up with 25 ideas before breakfast. You bring in somebody who can then take those ideas, filter them, and keep that sharp line between the vision and the integration, and then push back on the visionary and say, hey, dude, this is too much. Let's park it.
What's key for what you just said is parking it somewhere. So in a visionary's mind, until that idea is in process or parked somewhere in a place where the team's tracking that.
Every time you go to the Vistage meeting, great speaker, great topic. Some of the members bring some ideas to the table and say, I should be using this. Wednesday's Vistage Day, Thursday, he's coming back with a bunch of new ideas that he scribbled down on his notepad. And I think being able to understand what the rest of the team need and then say, I've added 5 things to the parking lot, and then review that. And somebody might say, hey, dude, let's not wait on this one. Let's go. And I think that's part of that. But giving somebody else that authority to say no to you, the owner.
I do want to highlight a couple of takeaways that stood out to me. If we stay at the surface, we're going to keep solving the wrong problems. But when we really dig into our fears, the limiting beliefs, and our real motivators, that's where breakthrough is going to happen. Leadership can be lonely. It's a lonely place, but it doesn't have to be. A community can solve for a lot of that. It just takes time to build trust. It does matter for leaders to be connected. My takeaway for everyone, talk to a coach, get an advisor, be in a community, mentor others. Bernie, appreciate the honesty, the transparency, the insight. Any closing thoughts for our listeners?
We all carry baggage, right? Those are the limiting beliefs that we deal with. And that's really a benefit of having a coach, having a peer group. Don't sugarcoat it. Tell it as it is. Tell it like the kids tell you. And be aware of those limiting beliefs, and you don't overcome them. You work with them, you make yourself aware of them. That's what allows you to ultimately solve the problems for the long term.